We're continuing with the thyroid in the endocrine system. Hypothyroidism. Primary hypothyroidism is like development in utero. Thyroid deficiency. It could be due to like a surgery or a thyroidectomy as a result of thyroid adenoma or a carcinoma or an external radiations to a carcinoma. Primary hypothyroidism could be an autoimmune, most commonly basically is due to an autoimmune disease called Hashimoto's thyroiditis, in which autoantibodies are directed against thyroglobulin and results in decreased production of or deficiency of thyroid hormones. Primary hypothyroidism could be due to an iodine deficiency in dynamic areas where iodine is deficient, and it could be due to lithium, like which is used for certain treatments, and it interferes with the iodine absorption on iodides, like certain and drugs like aminosalicylates. Secondary hypothyroidism is basically due to an pituitary deficiency or adenoma that results in destruction of thyroid parenchyma and decreased secretion of thyroid hormones. And tertiary hypothyroidism is like basically due to an hypothalamic cause like hypothalamic adenoma, and it's very rare. Hypothyroidism is a clinical syndrome and results from deficiency of thyroid hormones. There is a generalized slowing down of a metabolic process in newborn infants, like in utero deficiency of thyroid hormone is results in cretinism because a development of its thyroid is hormones are essential for development of fetal brain and before the thyroid function starts, and deficiency of thyroid hormones in mothers leads to it leads to congenital hypothyroidism in newborn infants and it results in cretinism. In adolescence, the patient presents with short stature, mental retardation, and precocious puberty. In adults, symptoms largely are reversible after therapy with thyroid hormones. This flowchart shows the normal circulation of thyroid hormones like hypothalamus, which secrete thyroid releasing hormone, which acts on the anterior pituitary to release thyroid stimulating hormone. This acts on the thyroid gland and on the follicular cells and release T3 and T4 into the blood circulation. T3 and T4 bound to a thyroid binding protein and then reaches to the target organs where they acts on the nucleus and manifests their functions. Most of the thyroid is bound in is in the blood circulation is bound with the thyroid binding protein, and P33 is further converted into T4 in the periphery. Now, when the levels of the free hormones increases in the bloodstream, they cause inhibitory effect on the anterior pituitary to slow down the release of the TSH. Interpretation for thyroid function test. High levels of TSH in the bloodstream with high T4 shows it could be due to pituitary hyperthyroidism, or either there is resistance in the peripheral circulation to the thyroid hormones. High TSH in the bloodstream with normal T4 levels shows its subclinical hypothyroidism state. And with high TSH in the bloodstream and low T4, it's primary hypothyroidism. Normal TSH levels in the bloodstream, like if it could be with high T4, it could be like sampling that is done within 6 hours of thyroxine dose, and normal TSH with normal T4, it's a normal condition, normal state of a person. Normal TSH in the bloodstream with low T4 shows an pituitary or hypothalamic hypothyroidism. A severe non-thyroidal illness can lead to these levels. Low TSH in the bloodstream with high T4, it's hypothyroidism. And low TSH in the blood with normal T4, subclinical hypothyroidism. And it could be due to thyroxine overreplacement and non-thyroidal illnesses, or if there is an autonomous functioning thyroid nodule. that leads to normal T4 levels but low TSH. Low TSH levels in the bloodstream with low T4 circulating levels, like it could due to pituitary or hypothalamic hypothyroidism, severe non-thyroid illnesses. Etiology of hypothyroidism: primary is basically due to thyroid failure. Secondary hypothyroidism is maybe due to pituitary TSH deficit, hypopituitarism due to pituitary adenoma, apoplexy, sudden infarction of pituitary gland, and infiltrative diseases like sarcoidosis. Tertiary hypothyroidism, like due to hypothalamic deficiency of thyroid releasing hormone, and is very rare. A perf resistance to the action of the thyroid hormone develops. This is a list of major causes of hypothyroidism. Primary are basically due to chronic autoimmune thyroiditis like Hashimoto's thyroiditis, and it could be iatrogenic like during surgery or radioactive therapy. Iodine deficiency, or either very or excess of iodine. Drugs, certain drugs like lithium, amiodarone, and thiionamides interfere with thyroid hormone production. Could be due to infiltrative diseases like hemochromatosis, sarcoidosis, thyroiditis. Transient hypothyroidism can be due to subacute lymphocytic thyroiditis, like another postpartum thyroiditis, subtotal thyroidectomy, and subacute granulomatous thyroiditis. Could be due to radioiodine therapy for Graves' hypothyroidism and central hypothyroidism, like it could be due to a secondary or tertiary hypothyroidism, can be due to TSH deficiency due to an anterior pituitary adenoma, or due to an hypothalamic adenoma tumor, thyroid releasing hormone deficiency, or either there is generalized thyroid hormone resistance developed in the body. Hashimoto's thyroiditis is also called chronic lymphocytic thyroiditis. It's the most common cause of hypothyroidism. And in young patients with presents with a goiter or without goiter or diffuse enlargement of gland in old patients due to destruction by an immunologic process, there are high levels of autoantibodies to thyroid antigens, thyroglobulin, thyroperoxidase, and TPO autoantibodies, antimicrosomal antibodies circulating in the blood. So basically, autoantibodies are formed against thyroglobulin and thyroperoxidase enzyme. Pathogenesis of hypothyroidism is a characteristic finding is the accumulation of an glycosaminoglycans, is a hyaluronic acid in interstitial tissue, and its accumulation is basically due to not to an excess synthesis but due to decreased destruction of glycosaminoglycans. An accumulation of this hyaluronic substance increases capillary permeability to albumin, and this leads to interstitial edema, and this edema is more evident in skin, heart, muscles, and striated muscles. Clinical manifestations of hypothyroidism: symptoms and signs, they vary in relation to the magnitude of thyroid hormone deficiency, less prominent clinically and are better tolerated when there is gradual loss of the thyroid function, like primary hypothyroidism. And symptoms develop acutely after thyroidectomy, or either there is abrupt withdrawal of exogenous thyroid hormone. Major signs and symptoms of hypothyroidism, like basic symptoms, are due to slowing of the metabolic processes, and the patient presents with fatigue, weakness, cold, intolerance, dyspnea and exertion, weight gain, cognitive dysfunction, mental retardation in infants, constipation, and growth failure. And signs will be like slow movement, slow speech, delayed reflexes of tendon flexes, bradycardia. Accumulation of metric substances lead to dry skin, hoarseness, and edema. And patient present with coarse skin, puffy face, loss of eyebrows, periorbital edema, enlargement of the tongue. Others include decreased hearing, depression, menorrhagia, arthralgia, and pubertal delay in children. This diastolic hypertension, A patient presents with like pleural and pericardial effusions, ascites, and galactorrhea. Hypothyroidism symptoms like pain. Children presents with cretinism. There will severe mental retardation, CNS and musculoskeletal manifestations, short stature, protruding tongue, umbilical hernia, and maternal. This basically due to maternal iodine deficiency in utero. Myxedema or coma in adults presents with sluggish reflexes, slowing of the metabolic system, cool, dry skin, increased intolerance to cold, and increased cholesterol levels and obesity in adults. The clinical manifestations of hypothyroidism in skin are basically due to decreased blood flow that leads to cool and pale skin, and epidermis has an atrophied cellular layer, hyperkeratosis that leads to dry and rough skin. There is increased calories in, and the SLR secretion gland decreases that leads to decreased sweating, and there is generalized non-pitting edema or myxedema in severe hypothyroidism due to infiltration of the skin with glycosaminoglycans, and that is associated with water retention. The clinical manifestations of hypothyroidism in eyes includes periorbital edema as a manifestation of generalized non-pitting edema, or Graves' ophthalmopathy may persist or worsen when hypothyroidism developed after treatment for Graves' hyperthyroidism. Clinical manifestation of cardiovascular systems includes reduction in heart rate, leads to bradycardia, impaired muscle contractility, decreased cardiac output, dyspnea on exertion, and ECG which shows low voltage of QRS complexes and P and T waves. The chest X-ray shows cardiomegaly due to interstitial edema, myofibrillary swelling, left ventricular dilatation, and pericardial. Monitoring of is an diagnosis of hypothyroidism is basically measuring serum, is monitoring serum T4 and TSH levels. If serum T4 and TSH levels are normal, the patient is euthyroid. If TSH levels are very high with T4 levels low, it's primary hypothyroidism. Then go for thyroid releasing hormone test. If TSH is normal or low and T4 is also low, it's secondary hypothyroidism. And if TRS test leads to excessive response, it's basically a primary hypothyroidism. And TRH, thyroid releasing hormone test, shows no response, a normal type response of secretions of thyroid hormone leads, it's basically hypothalamic lesion. If the thyroid releasing hormone test shows no response, it's pituitary lesion. Treatment of hypothyroidism is basically replacement of T3, but the results are unsatisfactory due to rapid absorption of T3 and its short life and transient effects. Levothyroxine T4 is converted to T3 intracellularly once daily. Half-life is 7 days and is well absorbed, easily monitored by the serum TSH levels and T4 levels. This photograph shows the comparison of hypo and hypothyroidism. Both ladies, one presents with symptoms of signs and signs of hyperthyroidism, another with due to an increased metabolic rate, and the lady in picture A presents with clinical with signs of hypothyroidism due to decreased metabolic rate.